Alright, I gotta talk to y'all about patches in 2K because this is getting kind of ridiculous. I'm gonna address it. That whichever 2K dev or whatever, whoever you are watching my videos, patching my shit, watch to the end of this shit, alright? Because y'all don't know what the fuck you're doing, seriously. First of all, you're patching everything I'm doing now. Why don't you just send me out before the game comes out? And how about I help you out before it comes out so y'all don't fuck up? Because people really been making sharpshooters or stretch fours or slashers or shot creators. Y'all can turn around and patch that shit. It's all that investment they put into it is lost. But I'm gonna get into it. Let me give y'all some context. I put out a 95-point game yesterday on YouTube and the world went crazy. I don't know, it's the best video I've ever uploaded. First of all, the editing was phenomenal. Second of all, it was really just for entertainment. So if you were entertained, then I think I did my job. Third of all, I get people tweeting at me all the time or leaving comments saying, Agent, that's it? Remember when I got my 79-point game, people were telling me, Agent, I've gotten 90 before. Agent, somebody told me they got 115 before. I was like, no, you fucking didn't. But then I got 95. I was like, whoa, this is actually really possible. And they're not all sharpshooters. It's not a problem with the archetypes. It's fundamentally a problem with the system. It's the game that's the issue. And I knew it was the issue because every night I lay down and catch up on all the YouTube videos for the day. And I saw Smooth make a video mad as fuck about 2K. And basically in that video, Smooth said if you want to score, you have to be a stretch big or a sharpshooter.
The sharpshooters and the stretch fours are completely dominating this game. Everybody's putting up crazy numbers at the Pro-Am. 40 points, 50 points, 60 points.
I watched Soul Illuminati's videos and he said a similar thing. He's a stretch big on the park. He said stretch big sharpshooters is the way to go.
Y'all are about to give me this badge. Me? Soul Illuminati. Y'all are about to give me that? If y'all give me this badge in the park, say goodbye to your game. Y'all are going to have to patch stretch big man.
So I was like, wow, this is, first of all, I was right. In the prelude, I told everybody to get a sharpshooter. There's two camps of people. There's people that said, Agent, I got a sharpshooter because you told me to do it. It was the greatest decision I ever made. There was a second camp of people like, Agent, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. It's the prelude. But it doesn't take a genius to see that the badges for the 3-point shooters was just, if there's only one archetype in the game that can shoot the 3-ball effectively, a huge part of playing basketball nowadays, you're telling me that one archetype is not gonna be valuable? Alright, but let's take a step back. I get it. People are gonna talk shit. People are gonna doubt my credibility all the time. I'm not too worried about that shit, alright? I understand that. But the one thing people are missing between all this is the difference between Pro-Am and Park. Because Soul Illuminati makes a video and says to start 2K17 that glass cleaners are trash, but I have a fucking glass cleaner on my Pro-Am team and I'm telling y'all he isn't trash. Smooth made a video the other day saying glass cleaners are useless because they can be boxed up by stretch bigs, but that's all about getting in position. If you're a glass cleaner and you can't get into rebound position, you get boxed out, you deserve to be boxed out. And so that's what Soul Illuminati said in the video. He said that he's starting to really see, nowadays he's starting to really see that glass cleaners are lit.
Stretch fours are out rebounding glass cleaners.
Now, I have nothing against glass cleaners. I actually have mad respect for glass cleaners now. At first, I thought y'all was trash. I thought y'all was doo-doo.
But there's a huge difference between Pro-Am and Park, a huge one. One, you're playing on casual sliders, the other you're playing on sim sliders. It feels different. On 3v3s in the park, the court's a lot smaller. Pretty much every time I shoot a 3 on the park, it tells me I got limitless range. Like, what, do I have to hug the line to shoot a regular 3? But I know you're wondering, Agent, what's the point of this video? The point is last night while I was watching that season finale of Power, by the way, phenomenal. I need y'all to know something. See, some of y'all might be new to the channel. Some people think, Agent, you're cheesing. Why are you scoring that many points? What you're asking me to do, maybe you need to listen to yourself before you say it, is, Agent, you need to stop taking those shots that you're making because you should probably pass to your other teammates. Like, this isn't fucking elementary school basketball where I gotta pass 3-4 times before I shoot the ball. If I'm open, if I feel like I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna pull up for the shot, and my teammates will do the same. Second thing, if y'all calling the sharpshooters ridiculous, you're also calling the glass cleaners ridiculous. Because I think it's pretty obvious I would have been clamped down by 30 if I wasn't getting the screens that I was getting. And not just glass cleaners, pretty much every big man that can set screens. People are making the argument that there's moving screens in the game again since the latest patch. And so if you have a moving screen and if you're a sharpshooter, you're a playmaker, or you're a shot creator, you can be anything and you can benefit off of a big man throwing you a moving screen. Draymond does it all the time, Steph splashes all the time, right? And so 2K did a recent patch, and I'm gonna tell y'all some of the shit that they changed, and this is what's driving me crazy, is they're not fixing the core of the problem, they're fixing everything else, and until the core is solved, there's gonna continue to be problems. So the main change they made was changing what they considered open and contested. So if it looks like it was contested, sometimes it didn't even count like it was contested, which makes sense. That's a good patch, but that is a huge fucking L for sharpshooters and shot creators by far. I made a video saying, guys, the boost you get using the right stick is huge. I think people are gonna catch on to this, and 2K patched the fuck out the right stick. That video blew up. It has like 200 something thousand by now, maybe 300, I don't know. So they reduced the boost, it says, if you did a good job with the right stick, and then they also reduced the penalty if you did a bad job. They also patched limitless range for a second time. The first time they hotfixed it, right? They didn't say shit about it because now they can change some shit about the game without telling us. They did it. Know it. I try not to believe it, but they fucking hotfixed that bad. Then they came back and they made an official patch to limitless range. 2K, do I have to score 95 points for y'all to get the point? Limitless range is overpowered in 2K16. It should have been patched. I was playing some games the other day with Legend of Winning, and he was pulling up from distance with fucking Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson. 2 people on the same team have limitless range. Absolute cheese. And so y'all knew it was overpowered. Did you just need proof? I was telling you it was happening, but you just needed somebody to go out there and kill it with it, right? Alright, whatever. So they patched limitless range. That one, I can kind of see. Like, it probably should have been patched, alright? I don't know how much they patched it, and that's something we can argue about once we actually get into the game. And so they made some changes to the awareness of the AI, whether it's user or non-user. And they also made a fix to that one thing that Smooth was complaining about is on MyCareer, when you play on higher difficulties, they just collapse and double team you as soon as you hit half court. Alright, that's kind of annoying. I don't know why they put that in the game to begin with. You need one game tester, not a team of them. You don't need a squad of them. You don't need an infiltrate of game testers. You just need one individual to play the game for about 5 seconds to tell you that that should have been fixed before the game launched. And so here's where I get to what 2K should be doing. 1, why the fuck are we playing on all-star difficulty? 2K, this goes for my team. This goes for every game mode. Stop making us play on easy difficulties. Put us on Superstar. Hall of Fame a bunch of bullshit. You'll miss open shots that you should be making on Hall of Fame. But Superstar is a sweet spot. It's not, you're not missing too much shots. You're not making too much shots. It's if you can create room, you'll make it. Put us on Superstar online. You don't have to patch limitless range. If you put us on Superstar, the patch will do itself. Because you won't be making shots like that on Superstar from like 40 feet out. It just won't happen. So that's the easy fix they can make. Here's the more complicated one. So 2K this year tried to make their shit an RPG game, right? They're like, hey man, what we need to do this year is make it so that you can only do one thing. That way, people are like, hey, if I want to do the other thing, I'm gonna have to buy some VC and make another character. Fuck, I play with Waffle Man. Waffle Man already has plans of making 3 characters. He has a shot creator, which so far, I think the shot creator needs a buff. That shit is just straight booty cheeks. I mean, it was good until all the patches tried to kill the sharpshooter and consequently killed the fucking shot creator. He also wants to make a lockdown defender now too. Is 2K, you knew this was gonna happen. To start the game, I said 2K, there's gonna be offensive players that you just can't guard. Why? Because you made it so that only one archetype can guard them. So if they don't have a lockdown defender, it was so very obvious. You didn't even need to play the game to know that it was gonna be an issue. And no one's making lockdown defenders. And so the problem is there's no defense being played. The defense feels flimsy. But here it is, 2K. Because some of y'all, you might be new to the channel, you might not know this about me. I'm a university student. I'm in my 3rd year of university. In that university, I'm top 3% in my fucking program. Got an 85% average last year. Alright, so let's do some creative thinking together, 2K. Let's do that. Creatively, what my brain is telling me is, why can we only stick with one archetype? Smooth made a whole video. People in the comments talking about, I guess I gotta cancel my pre-order from Amazon. If Smooth makes a video about your game, he will fuck up your sales. And it's just people now watching. Smooth will hit the search engine and really fuck up your sales then when new people start to see this shit. Alright, so let's say I'm a sharpshooter. My primary archetype is shooting the ball. But what if 2K, you stop fucking with us right now and started letting us do what we really want to do playing 2K? Now don't get me wrong, I chose a sharpshooter, I'm happy with my shit, but there seems to be a lot of people complaining that they can't do something really well, they can only do one thing really well, I'm really average at this or terrible at this, it's just boring, people want to play with better players. So let's say primary archetype, sharpshooter. 2K implements a new patch. Y'all can choose 2 other archetypes. They will be your secondary archetypes. And on your secondary archetypes, you won't get the high caps that primary archetypes get, but as a sharpshooter with a 94 standing 3 and about a 74 defense, 74 across the board on my defensive stats, if one of my secondary archetypes is lockdown defender, then the cap should increase, not to the status of lockdown defenders, but somewhere in the middle so that I'm no longer a bad defender. I'm really good, but not as dominant as those lockdown defenders. And I can choose another one. So if I want to be able to shoot off dribble, I can do shot creator, and then the cap will increase for those, and then I can dominate that way as well. And in the process, for your secondary archetypes, you can get up to a silver badge level. And so you can level up from bronze to silver, and then if it's your primary archetype, you can level it up to Hall of Fame. This is a perfectly reasonable way of implementing this into the game that it seems like you already fucked up. Chris Smoove made a video talking about esports was the problem. Esports has nothing to do with this. 2K wanted to make an RPG game, and they did. The problem is basketball isn't played RPG style. Now, granted, I kind of like but don't like the system. If it just stayed, I wouldn't have a problem with it. But the problem I have is that instead of fixing the core problem that we have archetypes and we can't do shit else, instead of fixing that core problem, what they're doing instead is, oh, let's fucking gut limitless range and whoop, playmakers, no more ankle breaker for y'all. Like, you're killing what the only thing we're good at. You're killing it. And so what the fuck are we supposed to do at that point? On Park, you can only have 2 other teammates unless you're playing on the 4s or the 2s, right? Most people are playing on the 3s. And so you only have 2 other people on your team with different archetypes? You're telling me that's it? That's all you can do as a team is rebound, 3-point shot, and then off-balance shot. That's it. That means there's no defender on the team now. Is no matter which way you look at it, there's gonna be something missing from your team, and that's just an annoying feeling to have an empty feeling like that. When you're playing on Pro-Am, it's a little easier. You'll have 5 people, but you'll still be missing out on shit. I'm telling y'all, secondary archetypes is perfect. It's something that you can still implement into the game after it's been launched. You're gonna have to do something about the whole overall system because we'd be at 105 overall once we get enough attributes, once the cap is boosted. But I've never once in my life heard about a player like Waffleman, for example, who's a 95 overall who can only do one thing. Like, what the fuck? How does that make any sense? 2K, with these patches, you effectively made the Lockdown Defender the most pointless archetype in the entire game. Now, when the game launched, I told you it was gonna be a pointless archetype because people were gonna dominate regardless. You would have to have 3 lockdown defenders on your team to clamp down on all the offensive players that other teams have. And in the process, you're killing the one thing that people can do. There's a problem with the core. The problem isn't with everything else. So I get it, y'all saw a 95-point game on my channel. Y'all think, oh wow, sharpshooters must be ridiculous. But just take this in. Life is all about perspective. You ever thought about that? There is about 20 shots in that game that I missed because they were clamping down on me. And the struggle I went through to get open for screens. And by the 4th quarter, they only had 1 person remaining, so all I had to do was beat the AI. So once you put all the puzzle pieces together and you get a full perspective on how the game went, I still fucking dominated. That being said, it's not like I made every single shot. There's everybody in the community saying something different. Sharpshooters are a really good archetype. I told y'all that would happen before the game launched. I seen slashers get 90 points. I've seen shot creators do that. And so it's not like people do phenomenal because the game lets them. You ever consider that maybe people are just good at the fucking game? Like, there's a lot of people in my comments that be like, wow, Asian, that's really impressive. Then there's the other side of people where some people are just salty as fuck. Like, you're not as good as me. Just consider that. Maybe you don't get that many points because you're not as good as me. There could be other things, that you didn't have 2 other people on your team to facilitate you getting open like that. It could be other things. Maybe somebody quit when you were having a high scoring game and you couldn't get to a 95. It could be another thing. Maybe you lagged out. Who knows? There could be a lot of reasons you haven't gotten a 95-point game, but I'm telling you, it's possible through an array of archetypes. Just the other day, an athletic finisher scored 42 on us and we were tripling him. And the athletic, he can't even get open through screens. So he was just dominating regardless. So let's patch every archetype. Let's just make us all 55 overalls. Then we can just break all these shots. There'll be no cheese because nobody will make shots. How about that? I'm gonna leave the video at that. There's just so much confusion. It's just no one's addressing the real problem. The funny part is I literally have a tab open right now. I'm listening to Tory Lane's real addresses. So let's address the real fucking topic here, 2K, and fix what really matters. All right, that's it. I'm out. Peace.
Now, if y'all give me this badge in the park, y'all are giving me this badge in the park, and I'm already shooting from half court without it, and y'all are about to give me this, my nigga, I'm gonna be shooting from out of bounds, my nigga.